Welcome into Buffalo Sports Insider, the best place for all sports right here in Buffalo. I'm your host, Pius Katengi, alongside me, Jake Moss. We have a jam-packed show for you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start right here in Buffalo State with the Buffalo State men's basketball. The Bengals had back-to-back losses at Rochester this past weekend when they lost games to Rochester, 94-56, and at Springfield College, 76-47. The Bengals would bounce back in yesterday's home opener against Alfred State College, winning 74-62. This was a great game for the Bengals and a bounce back game after losing back-to-back games. I spoke with third-year forward Remy Skvorik, who said that the game was a must-win for the Bengals, as well as this being the fourth game of the season, making the Bengals improve to 2-2 on the season. They couldn't lose this game. That would have meant they'll go 3-2. He commented on the win, saying that they didn't want to lose 3 in a row, as that could cause them to go on a skid. And this was a must-win, of course, for the Bengals. And now we can see them as they look forward to this weekend's matchup against Houghton University. We'll ask questions about their offense and their defense, but they answered a lot of that yesterday in the home opener. Yep. Jake, I know you were there. We saw how impactful Alfred State College was, especially on the 3-ball. They were very hands-on on defense as well. They were very activity-wise. When it came to activity-wise, they were everywhere, very active on defense and on offense. But the Bengals stuck with it. They stuck with the whole game. Coach Birkin commented on the mentality of the players, and they came through for him, winning that game in spectacular fashion. And we'll have to look forward to see if they can keep this up. But that was a great home opener.
Absolutely. And it was very energetic in that gym. It doesn't get like that very often. Yes. So good to see them actually get a showing for the crowd.
100%.
Now, looking into the 2 beats that I've reported so far on this year, both teams wrapped up their season over the past few weeks, with Buffalo State football finishing 1-9 and women's volleyball finishing with a total record of 15-16 after their SUNYAC semifinals loss in a 3-0 sweep to Cortland. The awards for these teams came out, with the women's volleyball team having 3 award winners in the All-SUNYAC team, with junior Ella Whitman getting All-SUNYAC first team, and as well as seniors Carly Schaefer and Nicole Delicali earning All-SUNYAC third team. As for the football team, you would think with a 1-9 season, there wasn't too much to talk about when it comes to the awards. However, they had 7 total nominations, one of which being the Rookie of the Year on offense in the Liberty League. That was freshman running back Jetty Higdon, who accounted for, I believe it was 10 touchdowns over the season, with 5 rushing, 2 returning, and 1 passing.
It's pretty impressive.
Looking ahead, the second team featured a specialist in Higdon as a returner, a senior linebacker, Sincere Green, and a junior wide receiver, Makai Johnson, who led the team in receiving until he was injured for the final 2 weeks. And the honorable mention team for the All-Liberty League featured senior lineman Cole Perlman and sophomore corner Xavion Betts, who led the team with both 3 interceptions and 7 pass breakups. Going forward, a lot of these guys are graduating as we look at the overall 9 winners, 4 of them being seniors. So not a lot that's due to return. However, it's good to see that even though the teams didn't get the finish they wanted, they have a lot of bright spots to look forward to. Going ahead, Buffalo State football will look to improve on what's been a slow build, featuring a 6-24 record over the last 3 seasons. However, the 3 seasons before that featured a 1-29. So not the rate you want to build at, but it is good to see them going in the right direction in the win column. With that, we will go to commercial, and we will be back with our next segment.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do...
Hi, Lauren. My name is Katie. We're just taking care of you, okay? Ready? 1, 2, You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
Welcome back to the Buffalo Sports Insider. This is me, Mario Campo, and here we have Coop. We have some news about soccer and lacrosse. Coop, do you want to start with lacrosse?
Sure. So, although Thanksgiving is coming, there's another thing to look forward to because the first Bandits game is on November 29th against the Georgia Swarms. They are giving out mini Bandits banners at the first game. They are the first to win 3 championships in a row, and it looks like they are ready to win a 4th. Their fan favorite goaltender, Matt Vink, remains with the team despite turning 43 last year, and it looks like he's still going strong. They have 2 new forwards, which are Mike Triolo and Ryan Benish. With Ryan Benish, we are a little concerned because he did not do well last season. He only scored 64 points and had 114 shots on goal. But other than that, we are very excited for the new season.
That's good to hear from lacrosse. From soccer, since the season is end today, we have a short story about the head coach, Francesco Cardillo. Francesco started his head coach career in 2018 until now. He's still the coach, but prior to that, he started as an assistant coach for the Buffalo State men's soccer team from 2015 until 2017. Franco, he's originally from Oakville, Ontario. He moved to the U.S. after high school to start his university career. He started as a business major, and he went first to Canton University, and then he moved alongside with his coach Mark Howlett here to Buffalo State. I talked to him, and he said that it was a tough change to come here to the U.S., especially come here to Buffalo State, because Buffalo State was not doing very well at that time in soccer. So it was a tough transition from him to come here to Buffalo State. I asked him if he would describe himself as a player, and he said he was a hard-working and a technical player. However, his most standing characteristic was his work ethic, which you can see it also as a coach. After graduation, he decided to start his career as a coach, and in the technical part, you can say he has a hard-working ideology, and you can see that reflected in his results. He has in 7 seasons he's been the head coach of the men's soccer team. He has 70 wins, 31 losses, and 15 ties. He has a program last year he did the program record of 16 wins. And for the very first time in the school history, he put the name of the school in the NCAA tournament. He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the semifinals, but hey, quarterfinals for a first time is really good. In 2024, he also his staff team was named as the SUNY Coaching Staff of the Year and the United Soccer Coaches Region 3 Coaching Staff of the Year. So it was a very good year for them. Also, not to mention that he got 2 players in the All-American team, in All-American national team that year as well, Diego Rivera and Manu Prieto. And I also asked him about his plans for the future. His plans for the future. So far, he has no plans to move from Buffalo State. He doesn't want to move out of here. So that's good for the Buffalo State men's soccer team that he's not moving, right, Coop?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all we have for soccer and lacrosse. Thank you very much for connecting. We'll be back in short.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do...
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buffalo Sports Insider. My name is Thomas Bailey, joined by Joe Marcuccio. Joe, we have a lot of stuff to get into. High school football, Section 6, Section 5 playoffs set to begin and have already taken place. What is the verdict on those games?
All right, for the last time ever, we had high school football at Highmark. That's not going to happen no more. So it was the night of it was actually 2 nights of one night. I take that back. Thursday night, it was the underdog uprising. The Cinderella team silenced the powerhouses. Although it was McKinley, stunning, held Science with 2 1,000-yard rushers and just beat them 38-14 behind Cardell Staples with 22 carries for 154 yards. And just Kalon Ford, who just surgically, with only 4 for 7, 145 yards and 3 touchdowns, picked apart Health Science, who could get nothing going in this game. Jameer Hill delivered a relentless performance with 13 tackles. Next up, McKinley faces the Brighton Bruins that are 9-2 out of Rochester. All the games this weekend will be at Bennett High School. Okay, in Class B, Lackawanna doubled up West Seneca East 44-22. That was a pretty much defensive game. Lackawanna is in for it this week as they play the Monroe Red Jackets, who are 9-0. They have a junior quarterback, and I'm not going to mispronounce his name. His name is Pootie Cunningham. He has 2,168 yards, 30 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. That's pretty good for a high school quarterback. Their defense has only given up 11 points all season. Believe it or not, a team that good, you would not think would have given up 2 safeties and a touchdown to get that 11 points against. And they have a total of 6 shutouts on the season, and they're averaging 36 points a game. So like I said, Lackawanna has their work cut out for them. In the Class C final, this was the biggest stunner of the weekend. Southwestern had previously beaten Chautauqua 45-0 and rushed for 333 yards. They lost 21-0, and Southwestern managed 15 yards on 20 carries. How that turned around is unreal. Fandon Bensink led the attack for the Eagles with 18 rushes for 93 yards. Basically, they just relied on their defense. Next up, they play Alexander Pembroke Defenders. They're 8-0, and they only have given up 41 points and 5 shutouts. In the Class D final, I've been talking about Superman Matt Capon all year. He found yards hard to come by as he rushed 30 times for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. Next up, they have the Avon River Hawks, and they got a tough quarterback. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. And then in the big game, Bennett beat Jamestown 32-14. They are going to take on the Penfield Patriots. And then last Saturday at Coyer Field were the Monsignor Martin Catholic semifinals. Canisius beat St. Joe's behind Elijah Kimball. And St. Franny's beat Timon behind Tyrone Clark's 3 touchdowns. So Canisius will play St. Franny's this Saturday afternoon again at Coyer Field.
That's a huge game. There's a lot of stuff to get into with that. Pardon me. But moving into women's hockey here at Buffalo State University, the women's team started the season out 3-1, 2 wins against Kings College. They won the 3rd straight game against Chatham University before falling 1-0 in overtime. You mentioned a great turnaround for one team there. Chatham did it too. Chatham was down a 7-1 loss the night prior. They come in and win 1-0 in overtime to stun the Bengals here at our ice rink, the Sports Arena, as a tough loss for them there, obviously. They opened up their conference play this last weekend, losing both of their games, pretty much in heartbreak, at least in my honest opinion. Their first game was against the Potsdam Bears. The game was very defensive in the first period. Nobody could really get it going. Freshman forward Taylor Masterson scored her first career collegiate goal, giving Buffalo State a 1-0 lead. However, after that, it seemed to get more defensive again. Starting the third period, nobody could really do anything. That wasn't until 9 minutes left in the third period. Senior forward Vanessa Willick for Buffalo State made it 2-0 Buffalo, adding their insurance goal. But in the 7th minute of the game, 7 minutes left, 2 goals in 23 seconds for Potsdam. Potsdam scores the game winner with 41 seconds left. Buffalo State loses 3-2, a tough loss for them there. Jalen Castro, the junior forward for Potsdam, nets the game winner. Moving into the second game, though, they go into Plattsburgh State to take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are ranked 8th in the entire country right now in D3 hockey. They won the conference last year. They're a great team, and they showed it in this game. They held Buffalo State to 12 shots and shut them out in a 1-0 barn burner of a defensive showdown between those two teams. Buffalo State managed to keep it close with both teams they played. They showed promise, but they have to turn things around here. They started off really bad last year. They started 0-4 in conference play last season. They finished the season 2-14-2 in conference play last year. Looking to finally figure things out under sixth-year head coach as they'll look to finally figure something out here because it's been brutal right now.
That was a snake-bitten weekend. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
talk about that game Friday night, Saturday. They've never beaten Plattsburgh. They're like one time 53 losses against them.
Oh, yeah.
1-0. I mean, if
Hey,
this,
they
if this
kept it
team can turn
close.
it around,
They
man.
definitely can, and they'll look to do so this weekend with 2 straight home games. They take on the Canton Roos, who are new to the conference this season, on Friday at 7 p.m., and then they will be playing host to number 13 ranked Oswego State on Saturday at 3 p.m., so hopefully they can get it done. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another segment. I'm Thomas Bailey alongside Joe Marguccio, and we'll be back with more Buffalo sports right after this.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's lumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do,
Hi, Lauren. My name is Katie. We're going to take care of you, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
Welcome back to Buffalo Sports Insider. My name is Ryan Vitola, along with Cameron here. And Cameron, let's dive right into the NHL.
Well, let's talk some Sabres. So, after a rough defeat to the Avalanche, 6-3 on the 13th, the Sabres have been kicking it into gear recently, and they got a little win streak going, a little 2-game win streak. That's big. That's big for us. That's so big. So this past Saturday, they traveled to good old Detroit to face off against the Red Wings. They took the game into the overtime, and Samuelson ended it 5-4, which is great. That started the win streak, and that also ended their losing streak, their 5-game losing streak. This is great. This is big. After that, Buffalo traveled home to face off against the Oilers, which is my personal favorite team, and it was really tough to watch them lose. 5-1 to the Sabres. One measly little goal, one measly tiny little goal from Edmonton. That was a tough watch. Oslin had 2 for Sabres, and That created a 2-game win streak for the Sabres.
Yeah, and Stuart Skinner, he did not have a good game that day.
No, he didn't. No, he was invisible, to say the least. Tonight at 7:30, Calgary Flames will be traveling to the KeyBank Center to face off against the Sabres. That's 7:30. I think I already said the time.
Yeah, black and red night for the Sabres.
Yeah, black. Oh,
Go ahead, Jay.
black and red night. Yeah, I completely forgot about
Go
it.
ahead.
It's love that logo. That's my
Absolutely.
personal favorite
I
logo.
completely agree.
But yeah, hopefully Buffalo can make tonight a 3-game win streak because they need all the wins they can get. I'm going to toss it back to you. Let's talk some Canisius hockey.
Yeah, let's go from the pros to the college hockey. As the Canisius University hockey team, they started their season back in the beginning of October, which is one of their earliest starts in program history, and they got off to a really good start. They beat one of the top teams in the country in college hockey. That would be number 20 Clarkson by a score of 3-1, and they were led by their NHL drafted a player that went to Williamsville High School. He came back to Canisius because Canisius, they had a lot of transfers during the offseason. One of those transfers were Mateo Giamba. He went to the University of Miami of Ohio, got a lot of money to go there. He recorded 65 points within the last 2 seasons, so that was very important for the Griffs to really replace that score. But they just decided to go after a goalie, Chase Clark. He was the 2021 NHL draft pick for the Washington Capitals. Now he plays at Canisius. Had a really much of a homecoming for Chase Clark. He really played well in that game. But the Griffs, unfortunately, have lost 5 out of 6 after starting 3-0 for the first time since 1998-99 season. And unfortunately, they've lost 5 out of 6 games, brings their record to 5-6-1 overall on the season, and with a 1-4-1 record in conference play with 5 points. And they're going to return back to Buffalo for a very important matchup against the Mercyhurst Lakers. That's going to start at the Lecom Harbor Center in downtown Buffalo this upcoming Friday and Saturday. Both games start at 7 p.m. If you cannot make it to those games, you can watch it on Flow Hockey. And with that, we'll wrap it up for this segment of Buffalo Sports Insider. We'll come back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's lumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do...
Hi, Lauren. My name is Katie. We're gonna take care of you, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
Hello and welcome back to Buffalo Sports Insider. My name's Jake Moss and I'm joined by Keith Katengi again. To highlight the NFL, again, the season never disappoints. We see a lot of good games every week, and we want to highlight some of our favorite matchups in this upcoming Week 11. In my mind, there's only 3 that really kind of jump off the page to me, but the one I'm really looking at is Indianapolis and Kansas City. This game's in Arrowhead, and it's a game between, if you look at it on paper, a 5-5 team versus an 8-2 division leader. Schematically, I think this is do or die for the Chiefs. And I think if the Chiefs lose this game, it's very hard for them to come back and find their way into the playoff picture, considering that would be the 4th tiebreaker in the AFC they've lost, plus it would be 5-6.
Plus, to add to that, Los Angeles has 7 wins and Denver has 9. So
Yep.
there's a mountain to climb in that division. The game I have circled coming into this week is Philadelphia at the Dallas Cowboys. Now you look at the Dallas Cowboys; they're a 4-5-1 team.
Mm-hmm.
Philly's an 8-2 team. You really, on paper, Philly should really go into Dallas and beat the Cowboys. But that isn't the reality that we live in today. Dallas Cowboys have improved their defense as of last week and going on. I don't think they'll have a suspect defense for the whole season. They've improved in that aspect of the field. And Philadelphia, the whole season, have looked a little bit suspicious on offense.
Absolutely.
And I think they will get exposed this weekend. That is the match I've got penciled in this weekend. But just to touch a bit on last weekend, we saw Shedeur Sanders for the Cleveland Browns make his NFL debut, a regular season debut, should I say. And with the starters, he completed 4 out of 16 passes. It was a so-and-so game. Jake, I'll let you take it away more with more of an analysis on the game, but I thought it was a so-and-so game. I didn't think he really showed us much.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he'll play again this week because we need to see more.
And it was limited action against a really good defense. We saw a really good throw downfield to Harold Fannin, and there's a few other good throws sprinkled in there to begin his series late in the game. But 4 for 16 is a sore spot. Only 14 of those actually being attempted passes, or if you subtract drops. But 47 yards on 4 for 16. He added another 16 in the rushing game, but also threw a pick. So not anything too surprising from a backup quarterback. He plays the Raiders this week and did get the start with Gabriel in concussion protocol. So I'm excited to see how he plays against a defense that's very wilted like Vegas is. Now looking ahead, what everyone wants to know about the playoff picture. We are in the double-digit weeks, which means that's what's upcoming.
Yes.
Looking at the AFC, in my mind, just to give you a prediction, I think in order, your division winners will be the Bills, Colts, Ravens, or Bills, Colts, Broncos, and Ravens. I think the Broncos have a surmountable lead in the West. I think the Bills do manage to get the 1 seed with a win over New England, and their only loss coming in the rest of the season to Philadelphia. And then the wild card teams would be the Patriots, the Jaguars, and the Chiefs. I do think the Chiefs, I think they lose, but I think they just managed to get in because I don't think the Chargers will be able to hold the spot above them. In the NFC, I have the Rams, Eagles, Packers, and Panthers winning their divisions. Yes, the Panthers, not the Buccaneers. I have the Buccaneers missing the playoffs as the first team out, with the Seahawks, Lions, and Bears taking the wild card spots. What about you, Puce?
Jake, well, there's a couple things you said in there that made me raise my eyebrows a little bit. I don't think the Bills have the 1 seed in them. I think New England does take that top spot in that division. As far as the AFC goes, I don't trust the Chargers. I'm sorry, I don't. I've said that the whole season. They lose against teams that they shouldn't lose against. They will sometimes beat a good team, but they don't do that enough. I don't trust the Chargers. When it comes to the NFC, there isn't much that you said that I disagree with, except the Panthers. You have the Panthers above the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I do. I think with Bryce Young and the way he's been playing recently, I mean, it's a 6-5 team. The Bucs are only 6-4, so they only have a half-game lead. True. With a lot of their games in the rest of the season being divisional games in a weak division, I think it's very plausible that either team could win it, and I think the tiebreaker will go to Carolina.
I think when it comes to a situation when you have two teams where either team can win it, I tend to look at the quarterback, and I just trust Baker Mayfield a lot more than I trust Bryce Young.
Absolutely.
He showed me that, everywhere he's gone in his career, and he's showing that in Tampa Bay. I'm looking, it's actually crazy you mentioned the Bucs. They do play the Rams this weekend.
Yep.
And if they're able to come away with that victory, there's no doubt in my mind that they'll take control of that division.
Absolutely. And just to highlight the Rams, I do think, in my opinion, I don't think they lose again the rest of the season. And I think they go 15-2.
You think the Rams go 15-2?
I think they go 15-2. The Rams have showed the ability to just win no matter what the situation is. Ugly, pretty, doesn't matter.
Don't the Rams still have to play the Seahawks this season?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I don't think they go 15-2. I think the Seahawks gonna get it back. We're gonna get revenge for this past weekend. I don't want to talk too much about it. I'll leave it to the top 10 guys. But I don't think the Rams go 15-2 this season. I think they have a couple wins, a couple losses, should I say? And that Seahawks game is one of them.
I will give you, as long as Darnold keeps throwing it to the Seahawks, I think they got a shot. But with that, that'll be our NFL segment. We will go to commercial and come back with our updated Week 11 NFL Power Rankings.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do...
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
All right, here we are in the last segment with the Buffalo Sports Insider Top 10. I had to be contained in the studio room last semester. Oh my God, that segment with this guy here telling me New England's going to win the division. Or the Bills.
Oh, the Bills.
The Bills. See, I got New England in my mind. Okay, at number 10, we got the San Francisco 49ers who crumpled the Cardinals 41-22.
Brock Purdy's back. His chemistry with George Kittle's back, and Chris McCaffrey, another big game. You know, Arizona, supposed to be a competitive game, unfortunately got away from them, as it has way too many times this season.
And hidden in that game was Brissett breaking the record for most completions in a game. So it only means so much when you lose by 19.
They're playing your Panthers, though.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you got there this week?
I think Carolina wins that convincingly.
Okay. Chalk that one down. Okay. Chicago. The Bears mauled Minnesota 19-17.
Yeah, I like the way this offense continues to just evolve week in and week out. They show you something new every week, and I think as long as they can continuously do that with Ben Johnson, they're going to be in a good spot.
The Bears know how to run the football. They nearly blew a 16-3 lead against Minnesota. I will admit, JJ McCarthy did play absolutely terrible, in my opinion, in this game. Hey, the Bears, now, while they've not played games that precedes type of opponents getting blown out against the Lions, they are still 7-3. We're just going to see the rest of the season, I guess.
All right. At number 8, the Detroit Lions. Their wheels fell off in the city of brotherly love, 16-9.
Hey, they in my opinion, they played this game like the NFC Championship game, like they did against the San Francisco 49ers. They were, in my opinion, they were way too aggressive. Dan Campbell, they were, now granted, they were missing Sam LaPorta, and I think that was a monumental loss.
Yeah.
That really, really was a big loss for the Detroit Lions in this game. And credit to Philadelphia. This is why, in my opinion, that they're the number 1 team. You come back against 2 top 10, arguably top 10 teams in the same division, and you both beat them. Granted, it's lower scoring, and their offense hasn't shown the greatest, but your defense is getting the job done. That's why they've won both these back-to-back games. Granted, one of them on the road to the hostile environment.
I think the thing with Detroit is they have this aggressiveness that's almost to a fault, where going 0 for 5 on 4th down, there's no reason to go for it on 4th down 5 times in a game. However, I do think they should have gotten one more chance at the end of the game with that PI call.
Absolutely.
That's a coach's mentality. All right, at number 7, the Bills bushwhacked the Buccaneers 44-32 in a row.
Mm-hmm. The speed, and being able to beat man. That's what opened up this offense, and as well as having receivers actually running their routes. Shout out Tyrell Shavers. So I think as long as they actually maintain these facets and Brady uses the players like he did last week, they're in a great spot.
I criticized the Keon Coleman sticking down until I heard about him being disciplined for, being late for a meeting.
What was he doing before the game? He's moving around, doing a little this and that.
I mean, he's got the swagger, but they eventually, with the injuries this week, Bills play tomorrow night against Houston. They need to incorporate him more in this offense, I think. Hopefully that opens up, but I was very impressed with Tyrell Shavers. Hopefully that he really continues to break out.
Defense wins championships, and the Bills can stop the run. They no division, man. Seattle 7-3. The Seahawks were denied by Darnold.
Yeah, this is disappointing for the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, I would credit them. They came back in the game, even with Sam Darnold throwing the interceptions. They came back. They fought back. That's why they didn't drop that really much at all in our power rankings. They fought back against the Los Angeles Rams. That's more about the Rams than the Seahawks. I think that's just more about Seattle. They unfortunately did not put the job done.
And they missed the game. They missed a late game-winning field goal that they still had the chance to win the game.
Right.
But watching the game, it looked like Darnold was struggling to figure out whether he was in LA or whether he was in the Ghostbusters, because it was back to New York Jets Sam Darnold. 4 interceptions is bad, and we've seen it time and time again with Darnold. You either get a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, or you get almost a reincarnation of Nathan Peterman.
Wow. Philadelphia, number 5, the Eagles empty the Epstein files on the line.
Yeah, I think Philly is. It's hard to watch when it comes to the NFL is a business, and when it comes to the production value of Philadelphia, no one wants to watch that. But it's an 8-2 team, and they're winning games.
Like I said earlier, they're my number 1 team, and that's for the season. Dallas is going to be very big match, especially in Dallas, a team that they actually struggled, I think, against in week 1 during the beginning of the season. You know, remember all the Jalen Carter sack, talk on everything. This will be a big game for Philadelphia, and they're going to win Kelly Green. Really interesting.
All right, we got to move on. Somebody's chirping in my ear. We got Indy at 8-2. We're not even going to talk about them. They were on a bye. They got a big game against the Chiefs. We're going to skip on to number 3. Denver at 9-2. The Broncos next. Chiefs 22-19 and impassable. I say this every week. Bronco win by 3 points.
And if we call back to a week ago at this time, I said Denver was a team to watch, and I thought they had a great chance against KC.
Roll the rewind.
Yeah, the Broncos, they continue to impress. You know, after a not so good offensive performance, they came back and they're 9-2.
And they get a bye.
And now they have a bye. Now they're very in control of the AFC West.
And New England at number 2, 9-2. The Patriots basically jumped.
Yeah, no Jamar Chase. That's going to be big for New England against the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, we're going to be leaning toward picking the Bengals in this game, but unfortunately, that's definitely not going to happen. They don't have Jamar Chase. You know, New England, they really found a way to run the football during this game against the Jets, and I think they continue that.
And they keep winning without the explosives. They just take what the defense gives them, and May has made a career out of it. And the interesting part I saw is Drake May has 0 career 300-yard passing games, but leads the NFL in passing yards.
And we all know who's number 1, the Rams. They squeaked by the Seahawks. They played Tampa this week.
Yeah, the Rams were really getting all those running explosions, but Seattle could not stop. Kyler Murray had a big game for the Los Angeles Rams. That was really important. We'll see if they continue with that against Tampa Bay. That's a big Sunday Night Football in Show 5.
Getting Puka Nacua really fixed this team a lot, too. And it's easy to be at the top when you have an MVP candidate on offense, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate on defense, an Offensive Player of the Year candidate as well with your MVP candidate. So a lot is going right for LA.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I got a little breaking news. I've heard it's on campus since yesterday that possibly we're going to have a new head coach at Buff State Bengal football here. I did go on the website, and there are 3 coaches that are not on the website anymore. So you get an error code 404, so possibly that is true. And that's it for this week on Buffalo Sports Insider. We will see you next week. Follow us on social media.
At Buff BSI, Buff State Insider.
And that's it. That's a wrap.